What's up, guys? We are going to do a replay day. Before we jump into it, I'm going to take a look at my castle, go through everything that I changed. I changed a lot since I actually built the castle. Before it was jelly walls, and then I switched it out for mouse wheels and rotating flame traps, and then I tried spike traps and rotating flame traps, and then as time went on, I started removing more and more of the rotating flame traps because I just don't think that they were pulling their weight. And then I was still losing until I upgraded all of my creatures to level 30. Once I did that, things turned around a little bit, but not crazy amounts. Like, the castle still isn't that amazing. This first part definitely needs to get changed, and probably have creatures in between it and stuff like that. I need to just change up everything. So I'm going to rebuild most of my castle. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this mouse wheel room in, but I will probably get rid of most of this. I'll probably get rid of the mouse wheel room too. I think I want to try something completely different. So let's go through. Basically, I just have this T-junction room. I don't know exactly what it's called, and then that it's like corner bridge, or it's not corner bridge because it's not a corner room, but it's one of the bridge rooms here that a lot of people used before I had it in one of my castles, using it for fire mines. And then my mouse wheel room, that's exactly the same, except for I changed out the webmasters, and I added some dampeners in because webmasters are lower point costs. And then I switched out my Pete Poundmore for 3 webmasters because I got a few extra points from upgrading to level 30, and then I sold off the Pete Poundmore for 2 webmasters. So, whoops, I accidentally did that. Webmasters are probably better than Pete Poundmore anyway. I like how this boss room functions because everything spreads out. That when you go into this, the webmasters will pounce on you, and then they'll all spread out to different angles a lot of the time. So it's hard to AoE everything down, which works out really well. So you can take a look at it. This T-junction room, just with a couple spike traps, and then I had this rotating flame trap here. Initially, I did have 2 mouse wheels right on the top side here, so it made it a little bit more difficult to get down and get these mines, and hoping that they would stumble on the rotating flame traps and end up getting hit by or stumble on the mouse wheel traps, get hit by the rotating flame trap. Didn't really work out that way, so I removed a lot of the stuff in here. But really, it's just anti-kiting. All of this is all anti-kiting, up until the boss room, where it's mostly an everything in the boss room type strategy. You can see that this room kills some people. This room doesn't actually kill people, it's just because there were some low-level people going through my castle. But most of the kills do end up happening in the boss room, as you can see by the tombstones. I like leaving some of those tombstones up for a couple of days, just to see where people are dying. It's a good indicator where the strength of your castle is, and where the weak parts of your castle are. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna quickly loot all of these things now, and I will jump into some replays. Alright, so we can start all the way back down on the list, and you can see how badly kind of this castle does. So I mean, we can go from here. Obviously this is a lot of wins, but you can see these guys are like level 11, level 17, so these aren't real wins. But the level 30s, you know, level 30, couple losses, couple wins. This one isn't really a real win. And then all these level 20s, I guess this guy was farming EXP on my traps or something. Level 29 is a good win. Level 30 loss, level 29. These are all mostly from today and yesterday. Couple more level 29 wins. Level 26 wins are okay. Like, level 26 can technically do level 30 castles, but it's very difficult for them. They're like a full tier behind everything, so it's pretty big damage nerf to them, and damage buff to my creatures against them. And then here is where we start to get into where I didn't have my creatures leveled up to 30, and I had like the jelly walls and stuff like that. This is before I really changed it. You can see a lot of losses in here, and this is where I was saying I'm gonna, you know, I'm making more and more changes. I don't want to do a replay day yet, and I think the castle started all the way down here. Said something about this is good against mages and archers right here. This is the first replay, like one of these in here. It was 6 days ago, so like right here is my first victory and first attack with this new castle, and then we can go through. So we'll just kind of jump into some replays. I guess we can just start off with like this one. This is from the jelly wall time, so we can take a look at this win, see exactly how it actually ended up killing him. And you know, these things are still bugged out with the rotating circle things, so the loading icons. So the castle looks completely different than it does now, but you know, if you didn't see the previous castle rebuilding video, that's when I made this castle, and I did changes, you know, off stream, just kind of tweaking it until it started winning at least a little bit. But I'm looking forward to rebuilding my castle. I'll do that tomorrow or the next day. So you should have that over the weekend to watch. So Jelly Wall, it's decent against mages because their leap is a little bit more off cooldown. It's got a longer cooldown than roll, so they have to be stuck in it a little bit longer. The problem is they regen mana so quickly that it really doesn't matter. So I guess it's not that great against mages. I don't really like the Jelly Wall in general. There's some interesting uses for it, but the fact that it goes away after like 10 seconds makes it a lot worse than it used to be. Because a lot of the time you can survive something for 10 seconds and then get out of the Jelly Wall. And it's just a waste of points at that point. So I had IMAXs in here. They do deal quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, there's a little bit too much space to actually use them in that room. But I think there could be some strategies where you could use them. I don't know, it really depends. You have to have some, I don't know, something to force the hits to happen. Generally it's going to be a Scorpio or a couple Hunger Bots. And then he gets into the boss room. And these are the two IMAXs from before. I don't have any more than 2 IMAXs in my castle at this point. I don't ever, actually, throughout this castle. Somebody commented, said that I had more, but this is all that I have. He's actually gonna... Okay, so this is the one where he gets killed by the IMAX. There's the real strength of the IMAX right there. He took 2 shots from the IMAX and ended up dying instantly. About 800 damage a shot. And so that's 1600 damage very quickly. So that's the strength of him right there. If you can force those shots to hit, they will deal significant damage. Alright. I could do the same guy again. He tried again. Or we can watch this guy winning. We'll do that. Getting through my castle here. I'll do it on 2x so I can get through more of these replays of like the current castle. We'll try to get one of each person beating the old castle, and then the new castle will try to get like one of each winning and losing. So a few more replays to go. So yeah, I mean he gets down really low mana, but they regen so quickly that it actually doesn't matter at all. So Jelly Walls are only really useful against a certain couple people. I mean they're good at anti-kiting for 10 seconds. You know, you can put them at the entrance to your boss room as they enter into the boss room. You can like let them come down and keep them in there for 10 seconds, unless they want to lose mana. Alright, so he's just going to kind of bounce around here, use potions, and almost die. I mean, he's only got 1 potion left, but it's just not quite enough. And that's kind of what I noticed throughout my entire, all of the replays that I was watching, is people were getting down to like 1 potion left, and they were just getting through it. And I think that's just a result of my beginning, like 50 to 60 points with the Jelly Walls and the rotating flame traps, just not doing enough damage. That's what I attribute it to. So that's that one winning. Let's see. We could watch one of these archers getting through. I guess we haven't seen an archer yet. This guy actually skips part of my castle. I'm not sure if this one does as well. I don't remember all of these replays because they're from a while ago. But again, I'll run it on 2x, at least for the beginning part. So I think this is the same castle. It might be the one with the mouse wheels. I'm not sure how many replays I got with those, but I think I only got a couple of replays with the mouse wheel castle, and I ended up just gutting the entire thing because it was just not working for me. So yeah, you can see that just doesn't do enough damage like it's supposed to. So I just removed it. The mouse wheel room does well. I will go back to 1x, since this is where the castle gets a little bit more difficult. So the mouse wheel room does well. I think he skips getting the mines, which is okay. Or maybe he... I don't know. What's this X from? I don't know. I mean, he didn't get timed out. I don't know, I'm a little confused. So he goes back and he actually tries kiting them outside of it, it looks like. So he's getting beat up quite a bit. That's why I like this at the beginning of a boss room, because it's very difficult to get through, so your creatures will deal damage to the person as they're trying to get out and start kiting. But once he gets out and starts kiting, he probably will be able to take it all the way back to the room without any traps. And this is why I switched out to spike traps as well. They're better at anti-kiting. Especially not with jelly walls. Like, jelly walls are all disappeared now. If those jelly walls were still there, that would be a lot better. But unfortunately, they disappear too quickly. So this kind of anti-kiting potential just isn't there for them anymore. Alright, so from here he's just going to end up kiting them back and just use volley whenever it's off cooldown. That's pretty much all you need to do. Without any traps in this room, it's very easy to kite the stuff back and kill it all. 2 potions left. He's going to get timed out. So he will... Yeah, so that was a bug. That first X. I don't know why it showed up like that, but yeah. He's going to end up 2-starring it. Most likely. Unless he misses a mine, but I doubt it. I mean, he'll go and look for them. But run on 4X because there's nothing left in the castle to kill him. I mean, this part I guess can kill you by itself, but not when you have potions. Use 3 potions again, just not quite enough to be able to kill someone. Alright, so let's go a little bit farther up. I'm not sure where we are at with my castle, but let's watch maybe a knight. We haven't seen one of those yet. See if I can find one up here a little bit. Alright, I'll go back around to this one. So this guy 1-stars my castle. He probably misses those mines in the side rooms, the side room there, that mouse wheel room. He might even skip it completely, which wouldn't be good. But I also switched out that IMAX for a Scorpio at first because I was trying to use that. That did okay, but about the same as the IMAX. I just wanted more, like, you know, stunning people inside of that room so that the ballistas do work. And I think the webmaster does pretty good there. So this is where my spike traps are right here. This is basically the same thing, except you'll notice probably mouse wheels up here. Yeah, there's mouse wheels right here. So he actually does take a full volley from the rotating flame trap. Unfortunately, it's only like 500 damage or something. That was a weird charge. Also, they didn't fix how I thought that they fixed Healing Strike on mines. It actually didn't get fixed at all. You can still use Healing Strike. I don't know if mages can still heal up, but I thought that they mentioned in like a Fireside Brawl that I watched that they had fixed it, and apparently they haven't. So yeah, he's able to heal up off of this, which is really bad. You want to be able to put all of your mines in the boss room if you can, because the timer that they get, the extra time, like you can get timed out throughout the middle of your castle if all of them are in the boss room, and like you could have had enough time if you were able to kill all of the mines. Where if they're at like the entrance, you're gonna have all of that time right at the beginning, so you won't get timed out. So unfortunately, with my boss room, I can't really fit them into my in there like enough. So because I have spike traps on the side, so that there's less room to maneuver. So he actually skips that mine over there with the 1 extra Scorpio. Not that big of a deal, but wastes some defense points to do that. But if you can force someone to 2-star it when they would have 3-starred it, or in this case 1-star. A lot of people don't really care about crowns. I heard somewhere that they were going to wipe them as well, but I don't know if that's true or not. Like, wipe them again. I don't know. Alright, so he's just going to kind of kite things around. It's kind of boring, actually, to watch knights go through a castle because it takes them so long. Because I have to, like, single out one creature and then, like, run around for a bit until they get all the cooldowns back and then single out one creature. It's a little bit easier as archers because they can just volley things and... I don't know. Maybe it's just more exciting because I play archer. I mean, it's not really boring to like do it yourself, but to watch it, it's kind of boring. All right, so it looks like he's like thinking that there might be a mine in here that he missed, but it was actually over there, and he just ends up saying it's not worth it and leaving, which is fine. So that was before I had upgraded everything to level 30. We can watch a win, I guess, around this. This is only level 27, though. And he forgot his healing strike. Let's see if we can find someone that's a little farther up. Alright, so... I can answer this question, although. Do you have any tips to lure people to your castle? I had a lot of loot. Really, that's the only thing that you can do is have a lot of loot. And obviously, a lot more people attack me because I'm a YouTuber. So, like, a lot of people know who I am, and they see Frenzy 1 in their castle selection screen, and they're like, oh, let's try Frenzy's castle. Let's see what he's doing with his castle right now. Even people who don't watch my videos anymore, like, a lot of these people know me because I've been around for a while. So, really, the only thing that you can do is the best resource I think to have is gold. Because gold has like an end game now. So at level 30, you want to have as much gold as possible if you want to have people attack you. So that they're at least stealing, 30 to 50,000. Life Force isn't as big of a deal because once you upgrade everything, there's nothing to do with Life Force. But gold, you can constantly be crafting and stuff like that. So if you're going to farm for gear, you might as well farm castles that have gold to be looted. But honestly, there's just not that many people playing, I don't think. There's not many people looting castles, at least. I think the majority of people who actually play this game will get on and check their castle to see if they got any defenses and stuff, watch replays, which is the most fun in the game, and then just, like, not play anymore. Especially once you get up to level 30, because there's not really that much reason to keep grinding. Sure, you can loot gold and try to get better gear and stuff like that, but what is that really going to do? I mean... It makes your castle slightly stronger, but there's actually not really... I don't think... Like, when you get to a point where you have max gear, or like close to max gear, like decent items for your level, like 600 DPS with over 3,000 hit points, I don't think there's a castle that you can build that you can't validate. Like, I don't think there's anything that can't be validated. There's no, like, combination of traps that is impossible to get through with like an unlimited amount of tries. Obviously you'll die maybe once or twice sometimes, but there's nothing that's so difficult that you can't do it. And I think that's really the reason why there's no point in actually getting gear upgrades, because there's nothing that you can do for your defense. I think everybody plays this game to make the best defense possible and to watch people like get killed in their castle. Because if you're just looking for an action RPG, there's better ones out there that can do the same job. Like, you can play free-to-play games like Path of Exile, which are just as good or better I mean, not even, like, they're better than this game, period, at being an action RPG. Everybody plays this game because they want that, like, experience where you're building your own defense and you're able to kill people and stuff like that. People want Dungeon Keeper, really. Which, I mean, yeah, there's one being developed, but it's still not really that great. I haven't actually... I think the last time I looked, they were working on multiplayer for that. I should probably look back into that again. I didn't pick it up because the game was very broken at the time. That's War for the Underworld that I'm talking about, if anyone is interested. But yeah, it's like a new Dungeon Keeper type thing, and I'm kind of wondering how that game is coming around. I don't know if it's... Because it used to be that, like, that when I was watching streams, like, creatures would just freeze and, like, the game would break after a little while. I wonder if they're getting it a little bit closer to a playable state. And I wonder if they have working multiplayer in, because that's the really thing that I would go for. But anyways, let's jump into another replay here. I think we should go start going towards the end here, where it's like my final castle that I have now. So let's just go towards the end and we'll just work our way down. So let's watch this. I actually haven't watched this replay yet. That came in before I had started this video, so... Yeah, it seems like the X just starts off being there, even though it's not actually there for the attacker. And I got all of these spinning circles everywhere. It's great. He missed a mine, I think, didn't he? Yeah, he's going back for it now. Can 2x it, I guess. This guy is not rotating his screen. I wonder how many people actually do that, like, that haven't been playing the game for a while. I wonder how many people don't rotate their screen at all. I don't know if people don't, like, know this, but I'll pause and, like, mention it just because I haven't mentioned it in a very long time. The reason why you want to rotate your screen to, like, the direction that you're going, you want that to be on top, is because the camera's sitting at an angle, right? So I can see more at the top of the screen, and this bar obviously wouldn't be there if you're attacking. I can see all the way up to like this spike trap, but if you look down here, all I'm seeing is this mouse wheel trap. Like there's nothing to see down here because the camera's sitting in an angle, and also because of the skill bar here that's going to be also there when you're attacking. And the reason that they implemented that obviously was because people were setting up pulls where you could like have a hunger bot come through the skill bar, and you'd only have a small window of time to react, and then once you got pulled, back in those times, you were able to just get instantly killed if you got pulled by a hunger bot. They since removed that with stun immunity, and then obviously camera rotation, and then they also nerfed hunger bots themselves. But it used to be that you could link things together where you would have hunger bots and springboard traps, and you'd be able to pull someone throughout your entire castle using springboard traps and hunger bots. They would just fling you, and then you get pulled, and then you'd get flung again, and then you get pulled, and all the while you'd be taking little bits of damage until you died in the boss room or something. There were situations where people were having one of those pulls at the very entrance of their castle and going through like 6 rooms and then into the boss room. It was pretty crazy. I feel like those were some of the better times of Mighty Quest as well. Those were really fun defenses to make and made for really fun replays. So it was good for YouTube, it was good for the viewership of the game, and just overall more fun, I don't know. Because you could do almost anything with it. As long as you had, back then you would have to have a corner so that you could have the hunger bot behind the springboard trap. You'd have to have a corner, or else it would be like all the way back here, and then you'd have to have your hunger bot behind it, and it wouldn't work. But yeah, it was pretty fun. I wish they would just try bringing some of that stuff back, because they haven't done it in open creation. And obviously it would be strong, but it would at least make for a time that's different, you know? You would definitely see different strategies. Even putting it on the test server, I would definitely be down for that, and just go on. I would just go on the test server and play there as like my main account for as long as they had the test server up. All right, so he's down 1 potion, down about half health. Mages have a longer leap, so they are able to get through these mouse wheel traps without taking damage compared to an archer, like easier compared to an archer. But a lot of people do mess it up like that one there. It's not the easiest thing to do. Alright, so he uses his another potion, gets hit by one of those level 30 Zeeks. So this is one of the ones where I had upgraded everything, because I saw the level 30 Count Nottingham, so that means I have the research lab done, and I pretty much did every upgrade, because I had like 500,000 life force. Every upgrade that I needed, at least. I still have a few more that I need to get, but I won't be using those creatures. Alright, so he's going to time out. He's got 1 potion left. I don't remember if this was a win or a loss. I just kind of went into it, but we'll see. Alright, he's going to use his last potion. Yep, last potion. And he's going to have some trouble here. He's got 3 webmasters to go. And the Snottingham himself is going to be pretty strong. I don't know how much hit points he has left, but if he's got a full Snottingham with no room to kite, it's a lot of damage that he can deal. It looks like he might just barely make it through this castle, though. I do need more ballista traps down. Oh no, he's standing in that puddle. That could end up killing him. Those puddles do a ton of damage from Snottingham. Yeah, I think he's going to end up dying here. Yep, he ended up dying right at the very last boss. So that's where the castle ends up being quite a bit better. He's about half health, so I had a good chance of winning that. But yeah. The level 30 creatures really helped out my castle to get some wins. Is he going to die again? No, he's going to make it. Alright. Alright, so that was the very first one. I'm not going to watch any more mages unless they beat my castle. I can watch this knight get through my castle, though. I think this was still when I had my my level 30 creatures. I'll do it on 2x, it's pretty long replay. I'll do like 2 more replays after this, and then I'm going to be done, probably. And then I'll start maybe rebuilding my castle now. I don't know. I want to do everything all at once, so I might do it in the morning. It's pretty late right now. It's 5:30 a.m. So yeah, it's pretty late for me. So I'll probably do it tomorrow. Yep, he heals off of mines. I hope they fix that at some point. I mean, maybe it's how they intend it, but I don't think it is. So they need to take a look at that, I think. If that's not how they intend it. If that is how they intend it, that's fine. But I was under the impression that they were trying to fix that. I thought I saw it in patch notes before, but I guess not. Or maybe it just broke again at one of the other versions. That's happened before. They've like rolled back changes for some reason. I think what happens is like, I don't know, I'm not really sure, but I think there's two different people doing two different things, like working on the same build, and one of them finishes something like Healing Strike on mines, and then the other one finishes like a balance update, and then they just kind of like forget that they didn't incorporate that Healing Strike into the build yet, and then just roll it back because of that. Like they go live with the build with the balance update. But I'm not gonna say that I know anything about programming because I really don't. I've done a very little bit to like Flash games and stuff like that, and that's about it. I haven't ever finished a project, so. But that seems like something that could happen. How many hit points does this guy have? 5,800, that's so many. He still hasn't even used a potion. He's just like holding it down in my boss room. Like it doesn't even matter. Like his half health is almost my entire health globe. It's crazy. Alright, so I'll go back to 2x. It looks like he's going to use like one potion and that's about it. But you can see how everything spreads out. I like that because it's good against archers and mages that have the AoE. They can't really get good volleys and stuff. I noticed that when I was doing my castle, like validating it. It was pretty good. It took me a while to like line things up so I could get good volleys and get my timer down as low as possible. I think it's just under 2 minutes right now, which is pretty good for this castle, but with the mine change, it does make it a little bit easier to get through castles on time. Alright, so he's going to end up going for these mines. I'm going to 4x it just because I doubt he's going to die. I mean, I know he's not going to die, but I doubt he's going to take enough damage to even use another potion. Alright, so there's the end. Alright, let's do like one or two more. Let's see if there's anything good. Could watch an archer winning. I'm not sure if this is post-upgrade or not. It doesn't seem like it is, but it might be. Yeah, it actually probably is, because all these wins. Alright, so let's watch an archer win and an archer lose. I'm wondering if this guy skips the mouse wheel room. Actually, he can. He has 3 stars, so yeah, he's going to just get through it, which is really good. I'm surprised. Like, what is this guy's gear? It's got to be really good if this is post-upgrades. With only one potion, that's pretty good. I should actually like put people in a Hall of Fame who run my defenses the best that they can, like lowest amount of potions, highest amount of stars. Because I think this guy probably beat the defense probably the best out of everybody. He's even taking a lot of damage early on. Like a lot of damage. He must use the potion fairly soon. I'm pretty surprised that he only uses one potion, to be honest. That was pretty good. He used Spiral Shot to get out of that like right in time. It was really close. He would have definitely had to use a potion there if he would have gotten hit by that mouse wheel trap. He gets hit there, but no ballistas to follow up the damage. Bear traps are really good against webmasters as well, so that might be one of the reasons why he has an easier time, because I have a lot of webmasters. I have like 5. Compared to like the 18 creatures that I have, the majority are webmasters, so that would be a reason why he doesn't take nearly as much damage.
Gotta step out of the line of fire.
So he probably uses it. Yeah, he uses it right there. How many hit points does he have? 7,000, 3,700. It's pretty good. And he's trying to clump everything up. The easiest way to clump things up is to just try to get close to the 2 Defenetrons and the Zeke, and then wait for the Webmasters to jump on you and then volley everything. At least that's what I was doing.
Not sure I remember how.
So yeah, he does pretty good. He did block a couple Zeke shots here. Blocking quite a bit actually. He probably has a high block chance.
An artist at work. Just the
But yeah, 1 potion is pretty good. Alright, so I'm gonna just 2x it until until it's over. And then I'll do 1 last replay and be done. I'll watch an archer die to the upgraded castle. Probably have to do a level 26. I'm not sure if a level 30 archer died in this since I changed everything. Let's see. Yeah, it's all level 26s, and then this is before I upgraded my mobs, so we'll do like one of these up in here. Let's do... I can do either Granto or I can do Tedious. We'll do Granto. I'll run through this on 2x until it gets to the exciting part. Since a castle that's all traps is never going to kill you unless you're severely underleveled. Or you get like stunned or something, but it shouldn't kill you. There's not enough damage. Unless you run out of potions because it's all traps and nothing else. But we don't see many of those anymore. Alright, I'll slow it down now. Alright, so he's just going to run past that. I don't know if he's going to ignore the mouse wheel room. It looks like he is going to try to, but he's just taking a ton of damage right here. If he actually manages to pop back up, he's going to, I think. That's pretty good. He's like real low. But he managed to use a potion. 3,300 hit points is pretty good for level 26. I'm just slightly over that now, but I was a lot lower than that until level 30. His DPS is probably a little bit low, but I'm not sure exactly what his stats are. I know I just ran his castle the other day. And he said he was just testing with that castle, which is what I assumed when I walked into it and I saw, like, I don't remember. I saw one of the traps that he said wasn't in his castle, so I figured he was testing out a new one, which is fine. I can rerun. If you're watching this, I can rerun your castle. Whenever you finish a castle where you're, like, proud of, just send me another email. And I will run it again. Depending on how many people I have to run for viewer castles, I might just do it myself and leave a comment, or I will do it for viewer castles. But yeah. So he does pretty well. Obviously he skipped the mouse wheel room, so he didn't take a lot of that damage. He's out of, but for a level 26, you know, he's out of potions. But he's managing to dodge a lot of stuff and staying alive for quite a bit. Is he going to live long enough to get timed out? So close. Yep, he gets timed out. Alright. And then he ends up dying right here. Yep, so pretty good. The castle is, like, okay at this point, but I don't know. It could definitely be better. I'm going to rebuild the whole thing either tomorrow, probably tomorrow. I'll rebuild it, so tomorrow for you guys, you should see a video of me rebuilding my castle, hopefully. Yeah, I'm going to try something that's like similar, I guess an older style castle, and see how it works. I think it should work okay. I used to use Smelly Warriors and Battering Rams and things like that way back when. I started using them right before Open Creation, I think. And so I'm going to take a look at maybe some of my older videos, see how I set up my castles back then, and do something that's slightly better, obviously, because I can put more traps in there, and put slightly more creatures as well. So we'll try it out, make a new castle, test some more things, see if it's a little bit better than this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.